Hi, I'm Miro. I'm a TNT champion.
This is Rachel Ellering, the Queen of Strong Smile.
I'm Eric Bischoff.
Live events, all right? When the WWE comes on the holiday tour, when they come to Ireland.
Or Davy Boy without hair braids.
As a fan with braids, as his daughter without braids.
And you
Are watching
WrestleSlam.
WrestleSlam.
And you're watching WrestleSlam.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to your weekly dose of WrestleSlam. You know me as Liz, and I am joined by the significant other, Mr. Jerry Rush, Mr. Jerry Collin, co-founder, joking, co-presenter, and founder of Sports Matters TV, and the one and only most man with the most production skills we've ever come across here in WrestleSlam, Mr. Phil. How's it going, guys?
How are we?
Very good. How are you?
Very good.
Excellent. Massive week. Yes, in wrestling, but massive week firstly in WrestleSlam. Our very own Jerry Collin got to sit down with the one, the only Samoa Joe. That interview was up on our Sports Matters TV YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed already, what are you doing? Get on it. Jerry, how was that?
Yeah, it was good. I was quite nervous, believe it or not. I spoke to Samoa in Belfast on camera many years ago, but for some reason, when it came straight into the interview, I think I stuttered at the start. I could have lost track, I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? But it just goes to show, look, when you have these kind of guys on, sometimes it happens. But it was unreal, Samoa, he's a legend, and we had a good chat. It's done really well at the moment. So if you haven't seen it, do get on it. I know Joe was busy in the background, doing a lot of kind of transcribing and getting stuff out as well. So Joe, I appreciate that, my man. Thank you very much. Phil, production as always, incredible. So thank you. You make it happen. I do the easy part. So thank you.
Hey, but if it wasn't fun, why would you not do it? Do you know what I mean? We're having such a blast doing it. But I think Samoa Joe's presence alone is kind of because it's Samoa Joe. So definitely check that out on the YouTube channel. Massive week for wrestling, guys. And I think news-wise, we've kind of had a fair bit. Probably some of the biggest news that came out this week is the pissing contest that's going on behind the scenes in WWE.
Yes.
NXT didn't happen on a Wednesday. It didn't do what they wanted it to do with AEW Dynamite, and they need a fall guy. Phil is the fall guy Triple H.
100%.
I think we're getting a little bit of, we're starting to click a little bit, and the click is coming together again. Not the click he wishes will come together, but another type of click. And I think I don't want to say being muscled out, but they need somebody to throw under the bus. Were you shocked when you heard this?
No, because all those lads, the John Laurinaitis, the Bruce Pritchards, all these are all in his ear constantly. It's Triple H would actually fire Kevin Dunn tomorrow if he had full control.
Mm-hmm. Preach.
Yeah, I'd be 100%. So I don't know what's going to happen. Their future doesn't look great. I don't know where the company, with all this news and all this kind of stuff, makes you wonder where the company is going to go.
Completely, especially the likes of NXT, which, to be fair, this many years down the line, should it still be a developmental brand? Husband, did this catch you by surprise?
Yes and no. NXT hasn't been doing great, numbers-wise, for ratings for a long time. And the show hasn't been the way it used to be. NXT used to be the alternative to WWE. Everybody was talking about it, and when takeovers happened, it happened in big arenas. Obviously, the pandemic has affected them, and they haven't had their big arena takeover yet. In front of 20,000 fans, and it's messing up their takeovers. The shows are great, but you need that big, massive audience to get behind them. And the CWC it's just too rustic. It's just too small for them. They need to get out of it. And if it's not going to be the weekly show that it used to be anymore, then maybe a change is good. But I do think Triple H is going to be thrown under the bus, and I don't know whether he'll be in control of it after takeover.
Totally. Jerry C, what do you think went wrong, and how can they turn it around?
Well, if you're going to try and throw Triple H under a bus, I think you're absolutely fucked. I think, first of all, Triple H has created a brand that's been, iconic for so many years. I agree with journalists. Look, I know ratings haven't been the same, but to be fair, when you look at it now, Vince was obviously fucking smart by putting NXT up against AEW. And we know obviously AEW kind of crushed them a bit. Don't get me wrong, there was weeks when NXT they were thereabouts, but I think with the recruitments AEW brought in, I think it's just kind of overtaken them and kind of leapfrogged them that bit higher. But yeah, I feel bad in Triple H. He's not a fall guy, you know what I mean? I know, like, he's Vince's son-in-law, you know what I mean? So I'm just so fucking surprised how ruthless Vince is in the sense of the family and, you know, this is what we're going to do. Like, Triple H is a legend. You see all the guys that leave NXT and they all send a personal message to Triple H. They love him.
Didn't he send Cody a message recently about the kids?
Yeah.
Cody praised him as well, being one of his icons, like idols looking to Triple H. So
it just goes to show, like Triple H is the man, and like I'm not just saying it, like you know, he's iconic. You know, he's got the respect of the locker room, and what he's done for the business is huge. I think they've really shat in his face. Now, saying that, look, there might be something up the pipeline that we don't know about, but I don't think so. It looks like NXT is not doomed, but something's going to happen. We're hearing rumors it's going to be rebranding. Stay the fuck away from the rebranding. Rebranding never really works there, you know what I mean? So I just hope Triple H has looked after. He's put in the immense work, around the clock work, you know, media calls, you know, being there all the time. I hope they fix him and they sort it out straight away.
But something needed to happen because it was the same guys always in the main events.
Yeah.
For so long.
Definitely. It's true, Phil, you're absolutely right. It did need a change up, but whether that means coming from the top down, you know, Triple H got it to where it is, which to be fair is a credit to him. Now, granted, maybe it's not where they want it to be, but I feel that they're looking for somebody to point and say, I told you so, you know, because nobody ever believed in NXT and Triple H did from the heart. He's a performer, he's an entertainer, he is the whole package and works hard tooth and nail for, you know, the NXT program, but we're going to have to see where it goes.
Let's just hope we don't go back to obstacle courses and all this kind of nonsense.
Well, this is it. I'm hoping that it doesn't, you know, go down as far as Tough Enough. Nothing against Tough Enough, but Tough Enough had its day. We don't need it again. NXT should be developed a lot more. We know that as well. It has
Darren Young and all these lads were fucking carrying wheelbarrows and all this kind of nonsense.
Titus tripped over the barrel of beer before he slid.
Don't start on Titus World Slide because we'll get into that and I will not be consoled. Best thing ever. Going on from that, lads. A very, very emotional reach out on social media from Keith Lee. And I don't know about you guys, but that pulled at my heartstrings. It really, really did. Because everybody adores Keith Lee. That cannot be easy to do. So we're sending all of our love from WrestleSlam. We are totally behind you, big guy. We think you are something else. And when you are fully back, fully able, we will be here to cheer you on without a doubt. Lads, CM Punk has been doing a bit of the rounds this week and he has been advertising his series Heels, but very, very coy when it came to Chicago for AEW's Rampage. Not an awful lot said. Something to watch out for this week. Didn't hear anything about it last night, but it would be something to look out for. Lads, we have to kick off at Rampage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry now, but like literally Rampage. I felt like Dorothy. Do you know when she was pulled up into the tornado, spun around and landed in this fabulous place, danced with a lion, a scarecrow and a fucking tin man and bounced back home in an hour? I didn't know my head from my arse. I was that impacted by AEW. It was phenomenal. Rampage, that first show. The crowd banging. Guys, did you get to catch it? Jerry C, what did you think?
Yeah, I've seen the highlights. I've kind of been catching up. Looked unreal. Crowd pops were incredible. I think it was one of them shows that went right from start to finish. It's just looking good. It just reminds me, I know this sounds corny, but it reminds me of WCW. You know, when you had a massive pop back in the day. Like, you know, I'm not saying WWF didn't have the pops. They had incredible pops too, but it's just the atmosphere. It's the commentary team. It's the way the cameras are angled. It's pure TNT at its finest. And I must say, lads, I have been really impressed. You know, I'd go as far as to say that, like, you know what I mean? I think the old Jerry might be back. You know, I might actually set the alarm for a certain time, get up, and you know what? So drawn for the day, being tired. It looks really good, lads. And I think, look, they have it right on. They have it bang on. And this is the way wrestling should be. The fans are ecstatic. The fans, they look like they're having the time of their lives.
Yeah, they really do. And it looked polished. Now, you know what I'm like now about Dynamite. I was very on the fence for a long time, but this show looked polished. It looked professional, as you said, Jerry, from start to finish. Jerry Rush, 4-man table for commentary. What did you make of it?
too many people on the commentary table, but for the first night, I thought Jericho killed it. He was brilliant. Playing up the heel commentary side of things, because I don't think Mark Henry and Taz were going to be that, egotistical the way Jericho was, but he was, all on Kenny Omega's side for the first match, even though, him and Christian go way back. He was all into this is what Kenny can do. But the comment after the Miro match, Miro kicked the Saul in the head, and he goes, there's a kid in the front row holding his head now after Miro kicked it off. It's just
so good.
But like Tony Khan said it during the week that it's not going to be a 4-man team every week, obviously with Jericho going on tour with Fozzy. So for the first night, it was grand. It was work.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Cage and Omega, Phil, new champion. Did that go the way you thought it would go?
I said it to Phil yesterday. He goes, no way. He said no way yesterday.
Yeah, he said it yesterday, and then Jer said there won't be a DQ. So then it was kind of like he can't really lose twice in a row.
But I think we were all kind of shocked because for one, didn't see Christian winning, which was brilliant. Like, there was no way Cage was taking that title. And it wasn't a hugely long match. Do you know that kind of way? Which actually caught my attention because they fit so much into an hour. So we'll talk a little bit later about how that's going to go with the Impact Championship and what's coming up soon. But definitely wait to set it on fire.
The match incredible. Actually, do you know, I was very, very, very surprised by the match.
Yeah.
It was perfect length. It wasn't too long. It was just soup. It was just great storytelling about it. I think Kenny now's going to fucking fight again tonight for the AA belt.
Yeah.
Andrade, yeah, exactly.
He's going to lose that as well, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we might be on a little bit of a downfall. We're hoping that Kenny all the belts soon might be Kenny no belts, and I'll just have the biggest smile on my face because it's about fucking time.
And the Young Bucks to lose then on Wednesday night will be even better again.
Right?
Imagine the pop if Jurassic Express won.
Yeah.
I will be singing until at least Friday,
that
I can tell you.
will be going on the whole night.
The one thing I've noticed in the last few weeks is the AEW's crowd are so much better. There's more energy and there's more fun to it, the whole show.
So there's only like 5,000 or 6,000 though.
Even the colours, The colours.
If you look at the fans around the ring, it's so about the colouring. Like, it just fucking reminds you.
The lighting they have in the arenas is much better than some of the WWE stuff. Like they light it a certain way that it highlights.
I wasn't actually sold on like Britt Baker for so long, but last night was a massive turnaround.
She was a star. Now, obviously, it helped that she was in Pittsburgh, but what a star. She came out and you were just like, it was their Sasha Banks. You knew she meant business, and the pyro, everything. She just looked money. And I'm so glad because I'm with you, Phil. I was almost there with Britt Baker, but last night just sealed it. Not a bad match with Red Velvet, obviously a massive showcase for the hometown girl. But then we had a little bit of a return at the end. Jerry Rush, what did you make of that?
Good. She's been gone for nearly 2 years. Jamie Hayter. She was in AEW when they first kicked off. Like, obviously, the pandemic kicked her back to the UK for a while. Like, and there was, Phil said earlier that there was rumors that she was signing with NXT UK because she was in a tag team with Bea Priestley years ago. They were tag team champions. I can't remember. Was Stardom or what was the promotion?
Stardom, yeah.
But she was only on OTT a couple of weeks ago in Belfast. So that's good for OTT. After maybe somebody's watching that, maybe some of the guys in OTT might get called up because AEW does. I said it last week. AEW needs more. They need more from the UK and Ireland. They need more stars. If they're going to go to Europe, they need more homegrown talent that people are going to want to cheer for.
Yeah, definitely maybe a more global roster.
Well, you see the way AEW fans cheer for Britt Baker in her hometown, even though she's a heel. Imagine the reaction somebody, like Pac or someone will get reaction when they're in UK.
It'll be huge. I actually reached out to Jamie a couple of weeks ago. Now I probably know why she didn't do the interview.
Yeah.
That could be it. She was like, I'm a bit busy. Amazing. Jerry, what did you Miro and Fuego del Sol? Sure, God help us, Fuego del Sol. I mean, that was quite a quick match for Miro. I didn't think that Fuego would be squashed so quickly, but it all went happy in the end and they still offered him a contract. Were you happy for him?
I was thrilled. Like, he's got massive potential, I think, moving forward. Miro's just a world beater. He will not be touched. Like, I cannot see him. I could see him, I think he's definitely the next AEW World Heavyweight Champion. He's just an absolute world beater. He's great on TV. He's, the way he's off camera, he's great. He's always in character. But no, I'm impressed. I must say, as you say, I could not fault last night. Every aspect of last night was incredible, and I just can't wait for next week.
They're saying that that was actually a shoot that he didn't know they were going to come out and offer him the contract on camera.
I seen that.
That was real emotions. Like they were going to do it backstage, but I think the referee was told it was.
My brain gave me WCW flashbacks where Sammy Guevara would just knock him out after.
Yeah.
You just saw there used to be always so many twists and turns, but I thought that's super cute that he didn't know, and the emotions don't, because I'll start with my emotions. That is so sweet, but so much packed into an hour, and a potential double up on that will be CM Punk appearing next week.
Yeah.
Is he showing?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? Do you smell that? Smell of bullshit. Yeah. Like, he's bullshitting all the way, like, you know what I mean? It's I'm telling you.
But like what he said about we have a screening of episode 3, like, come on. Episode
he's
3.
Feeding into it. Totally feeding into it.
Classic, I'm not going to show up.
Yeah. You know, that kind of a thing. But tell me, if he doesn't, is there all out mutiny for AEW?
Well, not necessarily, because if Daniel Bryan comes out,
will he be a disappointment if they're expecting Punk in
for the
Chicago?
crowd, for the live crowd, I think so.
If Punk doesn't show up, we riot.
Yeah.
Who says? Imagine this though. Imagine Daniel Bryan comes out, right? And we're like, fuck, right? It's Bryan.
Oh, what they should do?
And then Punk comes out.
No, do you know what they should do? Chicago's own Colt Cabana.
Oh, they should troll it big time, Phil. I think it would be hilarious. You're talking, young Bucky there. It would be amazing if they did. But
is there heat on Colt and CM Punk? Is there?
Yeah, there's beef there because they were good mates. I know Punk gave me the podcast. But there's massive beef there. That'd be fucking epic. Colt will come out, then Punk will come out, then Bryan will come out, and we're all like, ah!
Yeah. It would be absolutely sick. But do you know what I have to say, guys? Don't know about you, but I'm pretty much reading the room that it's all the same feeling all around. I'm excited to watch wrestling again, and I honestly think Rampage done that, because I was blown out of my seat. I was blown out of my ruby slippers. I was just so invested in it and cannot wait. And an hour was perfect for me. I'm sure you guys all feel the same.
It just goes to show as well how much WWE are in big trouble, because they are in big trouble. I didn't realise how much in trouble they were until the last few weeks.
Right? Absolutely. And the thing is that SmackDown was before Rampage last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So, to be honest with you, if I had watched SmackDown, I watched it in the reverse because, time difference, but if I had watched SmackDown and then I had watched Rampage would have blown SmackDown out of the water for me. And I was hot after SmackDown, which we will cruise directly into the promo, guys, for Cena and for Roman Reigns. Now, I'm not even sure where to start. The name drops were in there, and there was a few points where I kind of went, oh, no, you didn't. Phil, what did you make of the promo?
They had to try something, because I don't think people cared enough.
Yeah.
The Dean Ambrose line was funny.
Amazing. Definitely, wasn't it? There was a few points in there where you kind of went, oh my God, my arse is clenching. It's so awkward, but I love it and I can't stop watching.
Didn't they do something similar the first time they fought?
Yeah.
They did. Cena wiped the floor with him. Roman fluffed his lines and everything. So I think they're trying to give him some kind of redemption. It was really, really bad. So it was good to see that he got a bit of a chance.
It lasted for like 26 minutes it went on for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was long. There was no doubt. At the beginning, I kind of was like, Jerry Rush, was there a mix of booze for Cena and chants and a few John Cena socks? Are we starting to see the little bit of a turn?
Yeah. It's eventually going to fade away. Like, he will become Cena again. Like, people will split down the middle. It'll become polarizing. But because he's facing Roman Reigns at the minute, people are like, oh, I don't know who do I boo like. But once Roman Reigns is out of the picture, if Cena's still around after, he hopefully loses to Roman Reigns and he faces somebody else, maybe Finn Balor down the line. Like, he's definitely going to get booed if he faces Finn Balor, even though Finn Balor might turn heel on him after SummerSlam. I don't know what's going to happen there. But I'd say Cena's going to get booed.
Definitely. Jerry Collin, with Flair gone, and if Cena goes over, it's his 17th championship reign, Is it going to happen now that Rick's out the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a chat about that. We talked about this earlier, and we thought the same. We were like, they're going to give it to John Cena, and we thought maybe Finn Balor's going to cost him. There's no way it's going to be clean. There's got to be something. I can't see Cena going over clean to Roman Timberlake. I'll explain that another time, but yeah, Roman Timberlake, I think definitely. But where does Roman go from there, Jar?
So I think he's gonna we've said it all along. If he's gonna drop the belt, it's probably gonna be SummerSlam. I think Cena's gonna become 17-time world champion. I do believe that Randy Orton will match Cena at some stage in the near future, but I'd say it's gonna be a Roman Reigns with doubt. You know what I mean? Doubting if he's the head of the table. You know, having the doubts. You know, the confidence issue. Paul Heyman probably causing them problems. The Usos perhaps having a part to play. But yeah, I just think they're going to gear towards something for WrestleMania. But I do think Roman will win back the belt before WrestleMania. Cena's not there for the long run. Like, you know, he might stay till WrestleMania next year. I very much doubt it. But yeah, I think he's going to drop the belt. I think Cena will be champion. And we're going to see Roman Reigns on a down spiral in the sense, you know, the doubts. He's obviously going to, you know, be very angry backstage, attacking people in the ring. I think we'll see a more dominant Roman Reigns. He's very dominant right now, but I think it's going to be more vicious and ferocious Roman. He's going to come and attack people left, right, and centre. And maybe that's what the fans want.
Yeah, it's going to take him to that next level, isn't it? It's just he's going to go to, I suppose, what they all say, you know, that place he's never gone before because he is on fire now, but it's just going to elevate him that little bit better. Yeah. Absolutely. But SmackDown as a whole, Phil, what do you think?
It wasn't as bad as previous weeks. This thing with Baron Corbin was kind of funny.
I love it.
Lads, a day in the life of Baron Corbin. Dear God, he was doing his little TikTok video that he's not getting paid for. They didn't recognise him, so they couldn't leave him into the building. You know, he got bait after Drew wouldn't give him $100,000. Then he wrestled Kevin Owens for $1,000 last night and lost. And I'm not even able. He's just hilarious. And I can't wait until it comes to a head and he turns it around. What caught me last night on SmackDown, Apollo didn't get an entrance as our Intercontinental Championship. He was in the ring with Shinsuke. Apollo's reign has been less than impressive. Not as far in how his book, but what is going on?
How long does he have it? 6 months?
Since Mania.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't remember any of the matches he's had.
Big E.
Yeah.
Big E. That was pretty much it. And he came out of, you know, before Mania, he came in and he was this Nigerian royalty that he had come from and cut this massive promo with his new and improved accent and everything.
Yeah.
And it all just whittled away. Yeah. And now we're left with Apollo, who's now no longer champ. I fear for Commander Aziz. I really, really do. I fear for him because that didn't work out the way we think it was. After finding out about what's going to happen with King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, Jerry, is Shinsuke's crown going to be kind of fading into the background now that he's into the Continental Championship to kind of get rid of his association with it?
Yeah, I think so. Yet again, Phil made a prediction a couple of weeks ago about the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. And
he was bang on.
He was spot on. As usual, he's normally right. He's definitely working with Vince in the back, I think.
100%.
But yeah, I think it was a bit of a surprise he won the belt last night. Apollo hasn't really got the run that we expected. He really did get built up to be this Nigerian god, and then obviously that worked well. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all remember the old King of the Ring. That was iconic. He got really shit towards the end. You know, you look at previous winners. I think Owen Hart won it, Bret Hart.
Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn was one of the best ones, I think, back in the day. He should have been a world champion. But like, it's yeah, they need to really kind of get that right. You know what I mean? And I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know. I think he might kind of drift into the back. You know, with that belt around his waist. You don't know. Interesting.
I fear for Apollo, to be honest with you.
I do too.
I fear for everyone.
Yeah,
I think if the draft is still happening, I think Vince is going to put Aziz, maybe Apollo on Raw, and go after AJ and Omos and have a big man short man feud.
Good call.
Just as a couple of weeks of feuding, just to get the two boys more in ring action time against somebody their own size to make it look more presentable. But other than that, after that feud's over, I don't know what they're going to do with either.
But it's like I heard a rumor the other day, Street Profits contract is coming up.
Yeah,
surely not.
And lads, look, we all know Street Profits are money. We know Montez Ford was gone for a while. Oh God, did you see that spot last night when he nearly missed Otis? My heart was in my mouth because he kind of overshot slightly. But like the Street Profits, they have it. You know, they have everything. And we always had a fear that it'd split them up and leave Montez Ford, you know, do his solo run because he has everything. But you'd fear, of course, then for his old brother from another mother. Yeah, poor Angelo. Street Profits, if their contract rumoured is coming up, surely they're not going anywhere, darling.
I wouldn't think so.
I think they're in trouble after seeing what they done to do you know what I mean? You know, MVP, you know, Shelton and Cedric. Like, I think anything can happen. Like that was a really good that the boys had, like, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if WWE is a minute. I hope not with Montez and Bianca. Like Bianca being placed where she is, like Montez being husband, like, you know, Montez, like I said, he does have the charisma and he has the ability to be a star, like on his own. It would fuck up Angelo's career. Like I don't think he'd be used at all after that. It would be pushing him as a single star. Like, but I don't know why we're not getting the Street Profits against Usos at SummerSlam. It just blows my mind. We're getting the Mysterios again. Like Street Profits and Usos is a, you know, they had the match when the Usos first came back together like a few months ago, but you know, for the titles, that's a match. Like obviously you don't want to take the titles off Usos straight away, so the Street Profits would have to lose. But that's probably the only reason. Like, but that is a feud going forward. It has to be.
We need to build something there. We absolutely do. That match, they knew each other so well. They were two such good tag teams, and they worked so well together. Their timings were bang on. You know, their connections, everything. Nothing was missed. And there's a huge story there, so unless they're holding back from it and they don't want to build it, but it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. Bianca came out to sign her contract to Sasha Banks' new stable, we think.
Yeah.
Is this bad news for Carmella? And I always nearly went to call her Thea Trinidad, but is this bad news for Carmella and Zelina Vega, Phil?
Yeah. I think it's better than what they're doing. Like, they were losing every week. So at least it gives them something, and if they're kind of like in the background as her heavies, it might be something for them rather than saying her losing to 230 seconds to Toni Storm.
Yeah, and it kind of gives Sasha a bit more because she doesn't have the title, but she still has the whole backing. If you like, she needs that kind of muscle, I suppose, because Bianca has the title.
I can see how it would be bad as well, like because I know people want to see different women in title shots and stuff like that. But
yeah, big time. Jerry, do you think Bianca's dropping the title?
I think with the way Sasha's come back, yes. Bianca's young. She's got a massive future in the game. I think, you know, she can really be one of the greats. Like, you know what I mean? She's so talented in ring. On the mic, she's quite good. I think Sasha's going to win the belt. Yeah, I really do. I think SummerSlam equals Sasha Banks times, you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting, but I do believe something's going to happen.
Yeah, I know that.
You know, I think there's going to be someone's going to come out after the match, or something's going to happen. They're definitely going to angle it towards something.
Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
I was waiting. I was like, Phil's going to drop the name in there. We'll leave him drop it in.
It's happening. If he said Becky Lynch is going to happen, it's happening. He probably knows the match.
Queen Becky.
Yeah, we know. Oh, Queen Becky. Hashtag Queen Becky. I love it. Yeah, definitely. Phil is in Vince's ear. So, Phil, if you can make that happen, we'd really appreciate it as well. And if we can just keep Triple H on for another while as well, that would be fab.
I'm actually worried because I think that NXT, once that show's over, that's the whole thing has changed after.
Takeover.
Yeah. Oh, the whole scene is going to change. I think so too. I think there's a lot pinned on this takeover, and certainly Phil, you're bang. And I think we're all fearful, and I think the whole scene is going to change. With Rampage having such a big show last night, and their first inaugural, or AEW even having their first inaugural show of Rampage.
Yeah.
Where was Edge to build the feud further with Seth Rollins? I know Betty Phoenix is on vacation. Maybe that was it, but is it the wrong time for him not to be missing and just, you know, not a little bit more back and forth and build that feud further? Jerry Rush, were you happy with Seth in his own, in his coat, his suit? I want it on the walls of my house. It is just beautiful. Should Edge have been there last night?
Not necessarily. I think less is more when it comes to some of these feuds. Like, you can't have people, beating each other up every week, getting in there. If he was there, they were going to have a fucking scrap and somebody's going to run away, or Seth probably run away. Like, so they can't do that every week. So less is more. Like, it's next week. Like, SummerSlam literally is next week. It's this day next week, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So they only have next Friday. They do whatever else they're going to do. So there's no stipulation in the match. So it's just going to be a one-on-one
Next
match.
weekend is crazy stuff for wrestling.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Oh my God, isn't it fab? Speaking of which, Phil, Impact have had their highest rating since the middle of June.
Yeah, and Kenny no longer is the champion, so maybe it might go up. Maybe it'll go up more.
There we go. How interesting will it be if they go up with Christian Cage as champion?
What did you think of Myers winning this battle royal?
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know. Yeah, well, Jerry, then you take it. Tell us why you love it. I was on the fence over this, confused but intrigued. What's lovable about it?
Troy Myers is a great fucking guy. He's a good guy. He is a really good guy. Look, I think, he was on a fucking massive lose streak in his wrestling career once upon a time in a different organisation. He's gone to Impact. Hasn't really made the impact. Get it? He hasn't really made the impact we expected. But look, I think he's on a turning point. I like him. He's a good wrestler. Good character. I think he's onto something big. I think he's going to win something. And I think, he might get that little push. I don't ever see him as perhaps an Impact World Champion just yet. But I'd say, we might see a couple of belts around him. The X Division Championship, maybe, something down the lines of that.
I'll say something controversial about it.
Go on.
Yes, Phil.
Did he win because he's a safe wrestler and Christian was winning the belt?
Possibly. He was a former Edgehead, so, him and Cardona were Edgeheads.
But, I don't think Christian fighting Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan would have injured him, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, Christian looked great. I must say, in that match.
He looked great, but the match was very short, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But he's not. I wouldn't rate Christian as fragile. I think he still has it. I think he can still take the knocks,
Oh, yeah, but he's been out of the ring for,
7 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's happening this week. It's happening on Thursday.
Friday night, yeah.
Friday night.
It's a really big turnaround.
SmackDown, whatever it's called. What's the show called? The Impact show?
Emergence.
On Friday. SummerSlam on Saturday and Takeover on Sunday. So goodbye sleep.
Yeah, it's just probably best just not to sleep for probably from Thursday onwards next week. Phil, will you tune into Emergence?
I think I will, but I have a film the next day.
What is it filming? Oh, you're finishing up Vince's documentary, is it?
I'm actually filming a movie next week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Vince McMahon biopic.
Yeah. Vince loves Young Dream.
A Day in the Life.
Yeah.
We'll miss you next week. We'll miss you next week.
I know, yeah.
It's your first show you've missed, so we'll miss you next week.
Yeah.
Definitely. But we appreciate you getting us content for the next week. So please give Vince a big hug from us. We love him a big hug to Triple H as well. Guys, fantastic show this week. Thanks for joining us. If you have not subscribed already, pop onto YouTube to our Sports Matters TV channel, where you'll find the fabulous interview with Samoa Joe and a lot of other superstars. Many, many more to come as well. Follow us on Twitter at SlamWrestle, and of course, Facebook, you'll find WrestleSlam, and Instagram as well. Thanks so much, guys, for taking time out of your day to join us. From myself, Liz, from himself, Jerry Collin, and Phil. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you all next week.
Just going to say a quick hello as well to Noel Doran. He's a big fan. Noel, a big hello to you. Thank you.
Yes.
He's a big fan of the quiz with Liz as well. So thank you, Noel.
Noel, make it happen. There's a quiz waiting for you. Maybe we might have to get that. Maybe we'll get Noel on for a hashtag quiz with Liz. Huge hello, Noel. Thanks for being a fan. Guys, have an amazing weekend. Take care and see you all soon.
Thanks, guys.
Guys.